Ever been so angry that it hurt you? Brad Giza talks about a childhood story that caused him crooked toes because of anger. Here is this week's Talkback 102.3 commentary.
Hey, I'm Brad Giza from 102.3 The Talk Monster. Tonight I'd like to talk about anger. Unnecessary, violent anger. The kind that destroys lives. Not all anger is bad. Some anger is completely appropriate. A necessary response to abuse or mistreatment. That's not the type of anger I'm talking about. I'm talking about the acidic, explosive anger that does nothing but hurt. What flashes through you when someone cuts you off in traffic, or what fills your veins when someone calls you something ugly. The impulse to strike out and destroy in a moment of unreasoned fury. That's the kind of anger I'm talking about. Now, the lesson of the result of misplaced anger is one I should have learned very early in my life. When I was 12 years old, my brother Chris and I would argue bitterly over who got to choose what TV we would watch. So an alternating day system was put in place by our parents. One day I would decide which we would watch. The next day Chris would decide. That worked out pretty well until one day we were both already really mad at each other. It happened to be his day to decide what was watched. Now, after discovering that Star Trek was on one channel and knowing it was my favorite, he intentionally changed it to Lawrence Welk, the natural enemy of Star Trek. I lost my mind. My mom told me, "You could use the crappy black and white TV in the basement." Worse than her actual words. My anger was so volatile, all I wanted to do was lash out and destroy something. That's where you have to be very careful. The only other thing in the basement was an unfolded sofa couch. So I kicked it with every ounce of strength in my possession. I'd forgotten about the death bar lurking just beneath the mattress. The resulting collision with my stockinged foot shattered 2 toes and sent a scream into space that's still circling the earth. So, I've learned to recognize the signs of me losing my cool and then consciously decide it's not worth it. It's just not worth it. It's not always easy, but if I need a reminder, all I need to do is look at the 2 toes on my right foot, still bent like savage question marks. I'm Brad Giza. Join me Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 12 noon on The Talk Monster.